tax dollars. That's the subsidies. That's the subsidies that they get paid to grow this stuff. But then you know what? On the other hand, the organic farmer gets hosed with fees. So these people that want to grow all these toxic foods and put into our food supply, they get subsidies from the taxpayers' money that the government gives them to grow all of this. But the organic farmer, they're charged high fees, exorbitant fees, to prove that their crops are free of chemicals. They have fees that they have to pay in order to be allowed to have their labels say that they're organically grown.
Oh, yeah, I can understand, man.
The other thing is,
you know how I know that? Because I was just on a website that, we wanted to see what a testing would cost. So we went on this website, and the amount of the fees was like, oh my goodness, wow.
Yeah, I mean, to be organic. If you want it certified organic, wow. The fees are outrageous. And the other thing, too, that the companies that are all involved with the growing and marketing, getting to the feedlots, getting to the grocery store shelves, all of these companies, they get subsidies. If a tornado comes through and it tears up their fields,
right?
Hailstorms come on through and pulverize that field, they have crop insurance. They have crop insurance that will take care of compensating them for their loss. They also have, they're also entitled to special business marketing money to promote and to promote their products.
So do the organic people?
No. No. If you're an organic farmer and you've paid all those fees so that you can, prove that you grow chemical-free food, and you've paid all the fees for organic labeling, you're not eligible for crop insurance. And you're not eligible for any marketing assistance to move your product.
Wow.
That's
cool. Yeah.
It's just...
Right? I mean, that's a double standard. And I mean, wow, it really flip-flopped as far as...
Why do you think other countries look at the United States the way that they do? I'm telling you. Everybody thinks that we got it going on. We think we're protected. You know what? You're wrong.
And we call other people ass backwards.
Ha! Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we've got 4th and 5th generation farmers in this country. And because of these seeds, these engineered, patented seeds, before they can even put one seed into the ground, they've got high fees that they have to pay in order for them to plant those genetically engineered seeds. And the pecking order on how that goes? Number one, their fees go to be paid to royalties.
Okay.
Licensing that they're going to be growing. Trade fees so that they can sell them on the commercial market. Yeah. So total corruption. And then we hear about how these other countries will not take food from America. So you're sitting back wondering, okay, if all these other countries are not taking our food because they've banned all of these things, how is American corporations, how are they exporting these products into other countries? Well, let me tell you something. The food giants, the beverage conglomerates, the cosmetic industry. They don't put those chemicals into their products. So, craft marketing products in another country, they're not made with the raw materials that are on the shelves here in the United States. Coca-Cola. They don't have the things that they add into their products here in the United States. And you know what? The big old monster Walmart, Great Value Foods, Great Value Line, they don't use genetically modified cotton in clothing that has the what's their brand name on that? Whatever the brand name on their clothes are, White
Cotton,
Stag or cotton's genetically modified. Oh yeah, cotton. Oh yeah, cotton is also GMO. The majority of it. Why do you think they've suppressed the hemp industry?
Right.
Really, it's all been about money.
Oh,
Hemp outshines it all. It's much easier to process than cotton.
Right.
So, the thing is that these products are all formulated without the chemical toxins. Americans ask for organics in other countries. It's funny because when my friends that travel outside of the United States, they say, especially over in Europe, they'll go up to these food stands, and it's like, oh, do you have organic produce? And the people will start laughing, and they'll say, oh, you're from America. Well, how do you know I'm from America? Because it's only Americans that ask if the food's organic. Our food is organic. We don't spray our foods with all those chemicals. We worry about the food chain. We're not going to have in our landfills things that are going to make our water toxic and create disease amongst our people. So when the Americans, you let the cat out of the bag when you ask them at the beautiful fruit stands and stuff in other countries. Oh, is that organic? Yeah, you're an American.
You fool. You stupid American.
Yeah. Yep, there you go. Touche. So the other thing here is since all of these patented genetically engineered proteins have been introduced into the food supply, these toxins have created a dramatic increase in diseases. I mentioned that we're number one globally in the world with more cancer than any country in the world. We also, in our country, in the United States, we have an average of 50 children a day that are diagnosed with cancer.
That's way too many.
One's
too many.
And we have 1 in 7 on the average that die from cancer. We've got
daily?
Daily. We have 1 in 7 die daily. 1 in 50 a day diagnosed. And look up Dr. Tenpenny. Ten Tenpenny. She's looked at as the foremost expert on vaccinations. And I'm going to tell you something. Look her up. Start reading things on her site. This lady knows what she's talking about. Even the CDC recently here, just in the past few weeks, said that, the flu vaccine, it's not even, it won't even take care of the type of flu that we could be exposed to.
I heard
and it's always been that way. You know what? It's always been that way. And the only reason they're fessing up to it is because we are in the information age.
Right. And
information is what we can get. And if you want to know about something, it's out there.
That's right.
Take your time and do some digging.
And look in just more than one
and
place.
Look at more than one place.
Please.
Really.
Do yourself a little bit of...
So the U.S. spends more money than anywhere on the planet for disease. Mostly, it's most of it is due to, patented prescriptions to manage disease. So it's no wonder why 98% of the population has gene mutations. The RNA and the DNA are damaged. 75% of people have damage to the gene marker, which makes up over 50 different common problems. And that acronym for that marker is MTHFR gene. And it boils down to that, and I'm going to go through explaining that, and this genetic coding. But we need to understand that the glycophosphates that's found in the Roundup, and now a few months ago, Dow Chemicals was given the Dow, or whoever the manufacturer is of a Roundup, we're just given the okay to add 2,4-D into that because the crops are becoming resistant to the glycophosphates. The 2,4-D is the 50% component makeup of Agent Orange.
Right.
And that is what's going on the food. I mean, if you can't get upset about what's going on, we can no longer be complacent about this. And we just can't.
Let me tell you, if you know any Vietnam vet, which are the main recipients of the
the defoliation
Agent Orange,
Vietnam.
You would know that it is not a pretty sight watching them die.
No, and we have a wonderful friend who, from being over in Vietnam, he's had just about most of his face removed.
Right. Oh man, that's sad. I've got a friend.
Most of his nose is gone, and it's from Agent Orange.
Damn.
You look at the children that were born, the children without limbs. That was real common when the soldiers were coming back.
In Vietnam, or even back here.
Yeah, when they came back home and got home from the service and were going to start families. All the problems that a lot of the children had. They were born with like flippers, their arms and their legs. It's Agent Orange.
Wow.
That's 2,4-D. 2,4-D is now being sprayed on our food. And I'm telling you,
how is that acceptable? I don't understand.
It's all about money. It's about time that people need to blow up the phones of their legislators, of their senators. These are things. I'm going to tell you something. I was born in the 50s and the movement in the 60s and the 70s, being part of all of that, like you were and I was, but too bad this stuff wasn't on the plate and the agenda at that time. That was a time and place where people spoke out. And Americans have become too complacent. They have this attitude that I can't fight it. There's nothing I can do about it. You just have to do the best that you can. No, I'm going to tell you something. You blow up those phones. You go to votesmart.org. You put in your zip code. It will pull up who your legislators, who your senators are, and who is your representative in Washington, D.C. And you put those numbers in and put them in an easy place to find.
Right.
And give them a call. And what's important is you tell them you're their constituent. That means that you are a person in their area that is responsible if they want to sit in that seat. You being their constituent, you are a person that will vote. I always tell them, I'm your constituent and I'm a registered voter. And that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth. It's like, you want my vote?